posted a link from the Milton Hershey School website on our Facebook page the other day because I thought it was important. My wife Frida, who along with a number of our members works at MHS, has told me time and time again that kids who come to this school, which exists to serve the poorest of the poor, often have never had a visit from Santa. They have been told by their parents, "We're too poor for Santa to come here." So, of course, when these kids hit kindergarten at MHS and they are asked to write letters to Santa, well, many levels of hurt and hope are revealed. And in the link I posted from the school, a young boy had one significant question to ask of the jolly old elf. "Do you love me?" A few days back, I was pressed into service by our violinist and kids choir director, Jess Kling, to play Santa for a local elementary school. You see, the real guy wasn't feeling so great that day. And I was a helper, of course, but you try to pretend you're the big guy, right? And I have to say it's a lot of fun, but also a little unnerving. Those little ones, they approach you with those eyes. Those eyes that make you realize you don't want to let them down. Those joyful little eyes that say, sure, they would like a present, but most of all, they'd like a hug. Do you love me? Santa, at the worst, is a cog in the materialism machine. But at the best, Santa is an example of joy and love in action. A modern-day wise man, treating every child like the Christ child, letting us know we are loved. Well, at Milton Hershey School, it is the delight of the 12th graders to create personalized responses to the letters of the little ones. And our young man in question received a reply that told him, no holes barred. Santa loves you. Santa will always love you. And as you look tonight at the manger, understand that the message there is not all that different. God loves you. God always will. They tell us when we grow up, Christmas, well, that's the kids' day. Easter's the day you cling to as an adult. The incarnation is lovely, but only fulfilled in the cross and the empty grave. They told me this in seminary, they tell this to us now, and yet, while I venture I cling to the cross and resurrection as much as anyone, there's still something about the manger, about the incarnation, that trumps, for me, even that. Because God showed up. None of the rest of the Christ story, our story, is possible without this mysterious and awe-inspiring first step. Yes, it's shrouded in mystery. Yes, we can argue, as scholars have for years, about what it exactly means and how it exactly happened. But the point is, somehow, it did. Emmanuel. God with us. Emmanuel. God loves us. Emmanuel. Yes, the Creator of all things loves you. This manger is filled tonight with an affirmation. An affirmation that proclaims that humankind, the earth, the universe, all are God's, and that God so intimately wants to acknowledge it, that God is willing to come in the weakness and in the mysterious completeness of a child. A child of flesh and blood, a child of the universe, a child like you and me. So often in our hearts we touch heaven on this night, that sense of God completely with us. And the question that this night always leaves us with as we see God answer the question, do you love me, is this. Can we carry that love into the world? Can we carry that love to children, to people, even to those we perceive as different from ourselves? And I think we can. And allow me to let you in on a secret. So often we hear the sentiment expressed, may Christmas live in your heart throughout the year. It's a lovely thought, but I venture that most of us find 2 weeks after New Year's, Christmas is a memory. But when you make a conscious effort to carry the love of the babe into this world, Christmas stays in your heart. Many of the children at the Milton Hershey School are there because their parents love them so much. They love them so much they were willing to give them up so that they'd have a new chance at life. But our little friend at that school who was asking that painful question of Santa, do you love me? Well, you can almost guess that he might have been asking that question because the grown-ups in his life did not consistently, at least, give a clear signal that they loved him. The love revealed in this manger, it gets pushed aside by life. It gets drummed away by all kinds of important things. It gets compromised by selfishness and greed. It gets dampened by insecurity and by all the sins of the human family. It almost gets lost. And yet, the light shines in the darkness. Do you want Christmas in your heart this year? Then you push all that other stuff aside. God will help. You let the people in your life know, I love you. God loves you. Let your actions in the world proclaim, God loves you. Even look at those who seem so very different and say, I love you. God loves you. And you'll see, the incarnation will stay with you because you will be, in a very real sense, living it out. Take the chance. Let's take the magic of this night beyond this night, and we will bring in the kingdom.